Welcome into KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week. Coming to you live from Mountain View High School as we've got, a big-time second-round matchup as the Timpview Thunderbirds prepare to take on the East Leopards. Thank you for joining us, everyone. My name is Dane Stewart. Please be joined by Moose Bingham. Moose, this has been a postseason matchup that we've been familiar with over the years. It's been a while, but oh man, it all comes back to us here in 22. Great matchup tonight here on KSL Sports Rewind.
Dane, I am so stoked as that ball's gonna fly through the back of the end zone. Great job, Isaac Hudson. We're gonna comment on kickers. We're gonna do a lot of good stuff here. But I am stoked. No two better run programs in the state. I'd put these guys against anyone. Great coaches, great people, great communities. This is just gonna be a great football game, Dane.
Well, we can start with the East Leopards, the visiting team. They'll start on offense. White jerseys tonight, and look, this is an East group. They've battled with a ton of injuries, Moose, but they have found a way to finish second in Region 6 and finding themselves here. That dynamic offense, the option here, trying to pull off an upset as they'll start here in the wishbone, going on the ground. That carry up the middle. Pick up of a couple yards there on the carry for Michael Fanua.
This is going to be a great game. I love some number 2, Amini Amone, and I love Michael Fanua. Amini Amone is already committed to University of Reno, Nevada. He is an absolute dude down there. There's a couple of Mones that you're going to hear about, but this offensive line is big, and they love to run the rock.
Tucker McCormick, the junior quarterback, could be a big factor as he hands off here, and not much there. This Timpview front, look, we've seen them a couple times, Moose. Sarah, they are big up front. They are tough to run the football against.
Yeah, Mote Munga, you've got one of the biggest defensive linebackers in the game in Siale Estera. I was talking with Coach Madish before the game, and he's like, that man's a defensive tackle that moves like a middle linebacker. And I said, yes, sir, he is. The Cougars wish he was playing for him today.
Oh, that ball fumbled. McCormick was down, had the knee down. They will call that. And on a 3rd and 6, McCormick has to just take the knee as he recovers it. And it will be a 4th down here for East.
I really like Tucker McCormick. He had 180 yards passing, and most offenses would be like, what a pedestrian performance. Not for this East team. That is throwing the ball through the air and getting things done. But now we get to see my favorite play, the punt. Let's see what Amini Amone does here.
I was going to say, it's your guy, the running back, Amone. As this punt away. And that one bobbled on the turf. I think Timpview got back on it. And now we'll have a chance to see this Timpview offense for the first time tonight, Moose. One that has been dynamic this year. You talk about a ground game that has been extremely effective, and they can throw the football too.
Yeah, I had 2 all-Utah running backs. As it happens to be, one is Micah Beckstead and the other one is Amini Amone. Between the two of them, there are thousands and thousands of yards. Amini Amone has been playing since I feel like before I was born at this point. He's the Britton Covey of Utah high school football. But Micah Beckstead waited his turn, and he's an absolute dude. Going to be fun to watch tonight on offense for the Thunderbirds. And it looks like they're starting off with their quarterback, the freshman, Helaman Kasuga.
First down for Timpview. It will start at their own 43. They'll go on the ground. Beckstead able to pick up a couple.
On the right side.
As look, we talk about Timpview running, but this East defensive front, they're no slouches either, Moose.
No, you've got some absolute dudes. Zion Andreasen committed to Utah State. I love that kid, but he's not the one that has the most sacks in the state. Do you know who it is for East?
Yes, I do, because I wrote it down. It's I don't know how to say the name though.
Papa
Matalau?
Yep, Papa Matalau. You love to see the kid overactive defensive line, and that's what you expect to see. And then they're supported by Omar Shaw.
On 2nd down. Looking downfield, has a man wide open. Turning back inside to the 10-5, touchdown Timpview.
Pass complete.
Jared Esplin. What a great receiver. This is the problem with facing East. You double cover Nakua. Who's there? It's Esplin. I was listening to Timpview in the summer, and they're like, we got a dude. I'm like, I know, you've got Nakua. They're like, no. We've got a dude. I'm like, I know, Pokai Hunga. They're like, wait, we've got another dude. I'm like, Jared Esplin? And they're like, yes. We've got so many guys to throw to. We don't know who's throwing to him or who's going to be bringing the ball down, but it's going to be 6 every time.
And flags here.
Too late in the season to have this, Dane.
Yeah.
If I'm a special teams coordinator, I'm losing my mind.
And that was actually called on East. So the offside call there will put this half the distance to the goal here for the T-Birds.
I think it's not an advantage to take that penalty as the kicker. You're used to the PATs going 9 yards. It's just rough. Go for 2 at this point.
Oh, high snap. Able to get down, kick up, and the kick is good. 7-0. Timpview scoring on their first offensive possession. They have a lead here in the second round of the 5A playoffs. You're watching the postseason only on KSLSports.com.
It all starts with a smile. To show you care, offer a sign of love, welcome someone home. Even when we don't see each other, or share a room, even without words, smiles bring us together. Let's keep yours healthy. Stonehaven Dental. Schedule online at stonehavendental.com.
Welcome back. 7-0 Timpview. Couple plays, Timpview in the end zone, Moose. Good opening drive for the T-Birds.
Great opening drive, but don't count East out yet. They put up 70. That's right, 7-0. Not 1 touchdown, but 10 last week against the Skyline Eagles. But can we just talk about how cool that's... Okay, great kickoff. Who cares? It's in the end zone. But what I really want to talk about is the PAT and Kason Villa with the snag out of the air with the horrible snap. What a great job. Kason, you're my player of the day so far.
I don't even know if he got the knee back down to hold it. It almost looked like he just squatted to get that ball placed so they could get it away.
It's going to be on his huddle highlight. He's like, not only can I play quarterback, wide receiver, running back, I can be your holder too, coach.
So second drive of the game for East. Went 3 and out on their first possession. We apologize. Our clock not working right now. We will do our best to get that functioning for you. 10:04 left here in the first quarter. And on first down, a run. Looking right side, and that's Amone. You can see how difficult he is to bring down. Boy, good, tough physical run.
Amini Amone has had tons of cousin at the D1 level, from Philip Amone from Orlando to a bunch of other Amones. There's another Amone on this team that I really like. I'm guessing his younger brother plays linebacker as well, and he's an absolute dude. There's just a bunch of Amones, and they're fun to watch. John Amone is that Amone.
Second down. Looking right side again on the dive. And he's going to be close to a first down here. I think they might have it. I believe they do. Looks like they crossed the 30.
This East O-line is absolutely monstrous. I love their tight end as well. Matthew Frederick, he's committed to BYU. I think he's going to be an offensive tackle at the next level, but don't tell him that because he thinks he's a tight end. And then I really like me some Jonathan Bramilla. He's an absolute dude over at tackle. Could play defensive tackle, could play O-line, could be anything. First down for East. And this is Amone again. Amine up, gain of about 7 yards on the carry. Best carry of the day there for the Leopards. Here's the deal. If you're going to be playing defense against a Brandon Matic run offense, you better bring your big boy pants. Not only that, your big boy clothing and any other big boy things you've got. Because it is a tough offense to defend against, and you don't know where the ball is and what's going on. Always a tough one. It's not an offense that throws the football often, but when they do, it hasn't been bad. McCormick's done a pretty good job. He was not the starter at quarterback when the year started. Injuries forced the junior to step in that role a little bit early, and he's been good for this offense at quarterback. Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 180 yards in the air. Got a check mark from me.
They'll go on the sweep. Nice carry here. That was number 24, Funua again. First down for the Leopards, and they're starting to find that rhythm, Moose.
Yep, Michael Funua. He's a kid we're going to talk a lot, for sure. The interesting thing is, with this Timpview team, you've got some 2025, 2026 kids with Division I offers on this East team. They're deep. They've got a lot of dudes, especially on the defensive front. And it's going to be a battle from minute 1 to minute 100 in this game, however long it goes.
First down, McCormick, and he'll meet Siale Acera there. Acera, that middle linebacker, flowed so well.
Number 8, Tucker
Gain of
McCormick,
just one
on the right
for Tucker.
side with the quarterback keeper.
There's lots of people in this world I'd love to meet. There's lots of places I'd like to go, Dane. But there's no one I'd like to meet less, and no place I'd like to meet them less than Siale Acera in a gap. Oh, he's a big boy, Dane.
I was going to say, he's a good kid, Moose. Come on.
I would love to meet him off the field. I'll give him a hug. I'll dap him up. But in a hole, no.
When you said in the gap, I was like, I get it. I'm with you. Second down. Here's Amone into the pile there. Gain of 2. Another third and long here for the Leopards.
Amone up the middle.
It's a tough job to be a cornerback playing against these teams. Number 16, Asia Gale. He's one of those guys that has scholarship offers. He has a Cal offer already, the freshman. But he is sitting there frustrated as can be. He says, Coach, I want to be in the action. I don't want to be out here on an island by myself, never knowing when they're going to throw the ball. So it's going to be fun to watch what they do here. And coming out with trips.
Whoa, shotgun.
No.
East. Look at this. McCormick sent up the little screen. And Timpview was ready for it. Defended well there by the T-Birds. And it was Siale Acera in on the stop for the Timpview D.
Yeah, Siale, absolute dude. But that's the thing of legends. Coach Matic has been teasing that to me the last 2 years. He says a few things to me. He says, Moose, I'm the best looking coach in this state. And I said, Coach, I can't argue with that. And he says, I'll be going in shotgun this year. And I says, Coach, I can argue with that one. I don't know about that one.
Every year I feel like, hey, this year we're going to throw the football. And, hey, they did. So, tip of the cap. Boy, high. And Timpview able to get on that. A couple punts here, Moose, were early on for Timpview. They've kind of gone in the air to corral it.
By number 13,
boy, maybe fortunate that it hasn't bit him yet.
Yeah.
Take over.
Great puntings by Amone. Horrible returning by the T-Birds, no matter who's back there so far. Got to catch the ball before you make the moves.
Second drive for the T-Birds. 5:38 left here in the first quarter. Opening drive through the air, found the end zone. If you're Timpview, Moose, how aggressive are you to go back to the air here, or do you try to reestablish that run game?
Well, you play to your strengths, and it seems to be a run pass for Timpview. There's the run.
Will run. Big hole up the middle, and Micah Beckstead across midfield. One Leopard to beat to the 20, the 10, and tripped up Micah Beckstead to the 3.
Wow.
And you can see that young man exhausted, but it was Chase Barker saving the touchdown.
Chase Barker doing what he does, supreme athlete, but Micah Beckstead, he's rumbling, he's rolling, and he's just not quite fast enough to get the touchdown, bless his little heart.
Man, he had an angle. I was like, he's going to do this.
He's like, I've got it, I don't got it.
And you know, that's the thing about Micah. You see him, I mean, he fills out pads, right?
Yes, he does.
He's got good speed to him. Like, he's quicker than you think, and you make a wrong read, wrong angle, and you're behind the action.
There's some kids in this state, when they put pads on, you're like, you're a football player. Micah Beckstead is not one of those players. You put pads on him, and you're like, you're for sure a football player.
They give it back to 14, and Beckstead is in. Touchdown, Timpview. They let him finish off what he started. It's 13-0.
Micah Beckstead, like I said, he's an absolute dude no matter where he's playing. That's a scary thing, seeing a lineman down for Timpview, 51. I'm not even going to attempt that name, but I'm going to call him MT. But always scary to see a lineman down. And I absolutely hate this crap, Dane. Just get in, well, except for Spencer Fano at the slot. I like that. But everything else I hate about this.
We talked about this, what, a week ago, maybe 2 weeks? You're like, just line up.
Just kick it. Give Kason the the credit he deserves for this hold.
Better snap, kick up, and it is good. 14-0.
Extra point is good.
Timpview. Good start for the T-Birds. You're watching the 5A state playoffs on KSLSports.com.
The score, Timpview 14, East 0.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Oh, it is?
Welcome back. 14-0 Timpview. Boy, great start for this Timpview offense. And boy, it makes you wonder, East, Moose, this offense, it can score a lot of points. But when you trail multiple possessions, it can be hard to come back. They got a lot of game left. But boy, this feels like a critical drive for the Leopards.
There's a few people I never doubt in my life. Number 1, my wife. Number 2, Brandon Maddich. With another good kick.
Yeah, another kick into the back of the end zone, touchback.
Isaac Hudson
And for the third time, East will
East
start
High
from
will
their
take
own
over at
20.
their own 20.
But let's talk about the hold by Quezon Villa. That's all I care about.
Let's do it.
Quezon Villa coming in, holding the ball down, getting the job done. We never highlight the holder. We'll make fun of the snapper a little bit. We'll always highlight the kicker, but the holder is the most important part of that whole entire operation. And Quezon's doing a gosh darn good job.
Third drive of the game for the Leopards. Last drive, they found a little bit of momentum, but Timpview got the stop. What do they have here? McCormick. Oh boy, he lost his pitch man. Looked like miscommunication. McCormick gonna lose a couple here on the play.
You know what? Sometimes you zig when you're supposed to zag, and you zag when you're supposed to zig.
By number 22,
But
Steven
McCormick,
Strong.
he's still a great quarterback, and he's still doing a lot of good
For
things.
East.
Yeah, it was one where always hard to know, right? Not being inside the offense, if that's on the QB, the running back, regardless, it's a broken play. And fortunately, they maybe only lost 4 on that play, but sets them behind schedule.
All I know is seeing is believing, and I saw trips with a shotgun formation. Bring it back, Maddich. Bring it back.
Little reverse here. Fanua going to turn back inside, and he's met. Gain of maybe
Gain of
2.
number 24.
And not
Michael
much else
Fanua
there
on the
for
right
Fanua.
side.
Yeah.
Gain of a couple.
Looks like it was Ephraim Muvesi, and my goodness, what a big boy. That's the thing. Timpview doesn't have as many kids as you'd expect a 6A team to have. But the kids they have are very quality kids that almost every school in the country at the next level would love to have at least 1 or 2 of them.
3rd and 12. Timpview students trying to make noise here. No shotgun on 3rd down here, Moose.
I'm surprised, but you got guys spread out.
McCormick looking near side, has a man that caught and brought down. Gain of about 4 there for the
Pass
Leopards,
complete to number 5,
as it
Chase
was Barker on the
Tackle
reception,
made
and
by
it'll
number
bring up a
16,
4th down
Isa
here for
Naliai.
East.
Yeah, Isa Naliale.
That'll bring up 4th.
Just a fun name to say. Isa Naliale. I like saying it. He's a freshman, though. Just a youngin', getting his job done, Dane. And it's fun to see when you've got a quarterback as a freshman doing those things, making those tackles, especially on a guy like Chase Parker. But let's watch the most intriguing play in all of special teams, the punt by Aminia Mone.
I was curious if East was going to think about going for it. Nearly blocked away. Boy, good kick from Amone. Fair catch taken there by Allred back at his own 38-yard
Fair
line.
catch made at the 38-yard line. First down, Timpview.
So, I think we should leave 13 back there, Jackson Allred, for the rest of the game. First one to successfully catch a punt. I know, not Marky. Donnie Ottawaya is going to be working on that facet for the rest of the year. He's like, they punt, you catch. They punt, you catch. That's all that's going to matter.
It'll be Helaman Kasuga again. He's been fantastic for the T-Birds this year. And on first down, how about a little pitch there to Vea coming around. Isaiah able to pick up about 4 yards on the carry.
Pitcher on the right side, number 1.
Great
Isaiah
job by Isaiah. I loved how East flowed right there. And I love
Pushed out of
seeing
bounds. By number
3-3.
21, John Amone.
And John
Gained 2 on
Amone.
the play.
Like
Second
I said,
and
we'll be
upcoming
talking
for
about
the
these
Beavers.
middle linebackers. John Amone and Omar Shaw. Does that Shaw name sound familiar to you at all?
I know. He's a baller.
He is a baller. His dad was a baller.
Yep.
His brother's a baller. Their whole family are ballers. And his dad's one of my favorite people in the entire world, in Sharif Shaw. Love that man.
2nd and 8 here for the T-Birds. Motion from Villa. They'll go on the ground. Beckstead again, another big lane, and Micah across the 50 to the 43-yard line, and Micah continues to chew up big yardage.
Dude, just like Novocaine, you don't even have to give him time. You get him going, he gets a churning, and he is a Cadillac back there. That's why he's one of our all-Utah players.
Yeah. We do want to let you know we got the clock sorted out, so that's an unofficial clock in case you couldn't tell from the first quarter missing. We do our best to keep it synced here with the official clock in the stadium. At times you'll see it start early, stop it early, that sort of a thing. Just 2.5 to go here in the first, and they will go to Beckstead again through one tackle and brought down. And that's a nice stop made in the backfield by Tuai. And that's the kind of play they need from this front to slow up Beckstead.
Well, here's the thing. You don't know what to do. You stack the box, you're like, we're taking Beckstead away. Then you've got number 10, Tay Nakua, sitting right there. And if the Nakua name sounds familiar to you, it gosh darn should. My goodness. There's only been about 29 of them. Just kidding. There's only been 5. But this is the baby. Oh, good clap.
Yeah, 3 guys jump on that one.
Veteran move right there.
And he's just a freshman.
I see you, Helaman Kasuga.
High defense.
Not many people can clap like that, but Helaman can.
That's a great way. We talk about that line play, having to be aggressive against the run. That's a great way to maybe insert a little bit more tentativeness, right? 2nd and short. Kasuga looking deep. This is for Nakua, just overthrown. Boy, Nakua.
How's your head, buddy?
Yeah, try to get some late separation on that late.
10,
and he's still down here.
Coverage on the play
not
from
back up.
0, Spencer.
Yeah. So Nakua is one of my favorite kids. Last year, which feels like an eternity ago, when you could wear face paint, he had a smiley face on one and a frowny face on other cheek. And he is just a funny, fun kid. But he's going to want that one back. Thank you, Dusty.
Yeah. Hey, I got a random question for you. We'll wait till after this play. It's a 3rd down, and they don't hand it off here. Kasuga throws the out. That's caught, and it's Villa with the reception. 1st down, a gain of 5 for Timpview.
Via the quarterback, nay. Via the holder, nay. Via the wide receiver.
Yeah, he's, multi-purpose kid, right?
I was laughing. Navy's been liking a lot of his tweets. They've been sending him stuff. Good luck in your game. And I was like, Kenny Newman's
we're on to you.
I see you.
Hey, what do you think of the blue helmets for Timpview?
They're all right. They're all right.
All right. I had to do a double take. I was like, no orange. I was kind of surprised. To the ground, on 1st down, taking contact and just keeping driving. It's Beckstead, still on his feet to the 5, and is he in?
Give him the touchdown.
Timpview.
Yes.
Micah Beckstead rolling over defenders, and it's 20-0.
Kasuga's celebrating as hard as anyone, which I love. He's like, I did such a good job handing that ball off. But Micah Beckstead, it doesn't take one man to take him down. It doesn't take 3 or 5. It takes 11 gosh darn Leopards, and they better be wrapping up. Wow, Micah Beckstead. If you keep this up, you might be our player of the game. It's still it from our immortal holder, Kason Villa.
I think the only person who didn't think he was down was Micah Beckstead and the officials. Point after up. It's good. It's 21 Timpview all over East here in the first. You're watching the 5A playoffs on KSLSports.com.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated at 5 locations along the Wasatch Front, SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
Welcome back. 21-0. Moose, I did not see this coming.
I didn't either, but I'm not going to count the Leopards out
Not
yet.
over, but man, what a start for Timpview and for East. man, just got to find that rhythm, right?
Yeah, they're doing good. And it could be a kick return here. It's going to be something. They're going to pop open something. You never know. But I've been very impressed with Micah Beckstead. I thought he was the best.
You don't say.
Yeah, he's decent. Has about 150 yards and 3 tuds on the night, which is okay. But my goodness, what a stud.
This kick, guess what? Touchback.
That's
Another touchback.
good guess. You said you had a question earlier, though, Dave.
Yeah, it was the blue logo on the lids.
All right.
Yeah.
The blue logo.
Yeah.
I know I'm a traditionalist. I like the orange.
Well, and here's the thing. I am too, and it's why I actually loved the T-Bird script last year. I was like, that is awesome. That's a great look.
Yeah, I like it too. It's an interesting look. These high schools are getting more and more money, it seems like, to get more and more uniforms for everybody. But the Blue Fire uniforms, I like it.
First down for East. They'll go. No, McCormick keeps it. Looking left side. Tucker wrapped up. Good run there for Tucker McCormick. Gain of 8.
On the left side for number 8.
And you see why this offense can be so difficult, right? That's a great read.
I always laugh. My wife is like, why don't they just tackle the guy with the ball? It's that easy. And I'm like, you don't understand because you don't know who has the ball.
Right.
And she's like, that's so sneaky. I'm like, yes, it is. It's a great way to play football, and it's fun. But it's difficult when you get down. And it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. But this defensive line has done a pretty impressive job, if you ask me.
They've been pretty stout. 2nd and 2 for the Leopards. Amone. Nope. McCormick again. He'll have the first down and more. And tell you what, maybe something that this East offense, we'll say McCormick because he's making those reads, something he's seeing is, hey, if they're going to crash down on Amone on that dive, there's running lanes for the quarterback to make.
And just like there's problems, Amone has literally been playing since he was a freshman. And when you go against Timpview, there's problems. When you go against East, there's problems. You got to pick your problems.
Timpview 20.
End of the first quarter, 21-0. Timpview leading East. You're watching the 5A playoffs on KSLSports.com.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated at 5 locations along the Wasatch Front, SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
Welcome back. Start of the second quarter. First down for the Leopards, and it's McCormick again. And this time he'll be met near the line of scrimmage. Gain of 1 there for Tucker.
Man, this East offense, they're just churning and churning and churning and churning and burning and burning and burning and burning.
Tackle made by number 17.
McCormick has been impressive, though.
Yeah, he's done a nice job today.
8 upcoming for East.
I think just the one throw, right? But
it was a completion.
It was. Went for a couple yards. It was a 3rd and long. They got, I think, half of it. But do you expect East to maybe throw a little bit more here, given the score, Moose?
They may. And if I'm throwing, I'm looking at 16, Matthew Frederick. He is a dude.
They'll hand this off. This is little Jarek. Able to run around that left side. First down for the Leopards, and I like introducing a little more versatility to the offense as well, right? You get some of those sweeps, going the edge runs, try to open up that interior dive.
That'll be enough for first down.
That's the thing. Once you get used to running to the edges, all of a sudden it's going to come right down the middle and smack you in the mouth.
Yep.
So let's go to history a little bit of questioning, Dane. What team in Utah history had the most yards ever in Utah history?
Rushing?
Anything. All yards. Passing, rushing, whatever.
East.
What year?
2016, is that right?
Check and check. You've got a mastermind on you, Dave.
You want to know why? Oh, straight give to Amone up the middle. Love that. You get Amone downhill. You want to know why?
Poor K.
Okay, here we go.
Tackle made by number 9.
Maybe an
JJ
unpopular
Tua.
take, hot take.
Gain of 6.
Best
on the
offense I've
play.
ever seen.
2nd and 4.
Whoa!
Leopards.
Best offense ever. Have you been to Draper?
Yes.
Have you been to Sandy?
Yes.
That's a pretty good take right there. They had a great
Here,
O-line.
they had 5 D1 guys up front.
That's true.
I mean, like, they had Jalen Warren, who just happens to be in the NFL right now. That was best offense I've ever seen. And look, during the season, I didn't think that until the state championship game.
Handoff up the middle to number 2.
I remember talking to Brandon Maddich before,
Amone, gain of
and he
1
made a statement. I
on
was
the
like,
play.
okay,
That'll bring up
like
3rd
done.
and 3
And
for the Leopards.
Just telling you, best offense I've ever seen.
That is quite a statement from you, Dane.
And I've only covered for 15 years, right? So I can't speak to like the old Skylines or some of the history there, but last 15 years, that would be my number 1 pick. If I was drafting offense, that's my number 1 pick.
When I was watching Reno Mahe in the 90s and Payson back in 1978, that was a good offense. I'm totally joking.
Well, and because here's the other thing. Amone, 3rd down run, Matt right in the hole, nowhere to go.
Handoff up the middle.
It's not like they played it. They went and beat De La Salle that year. Jalen Warren rushed for like 250 on De La Salle.
4th and
so,
3
like,
for the East
that
offense.
resume,
That's a good resume.
Boom. There you
Now
go.
we've got an interesting situation here, Dane.
Yes, you do.
Let's
I think
bring
you go
back
for
to
it.
the present. That's what I think Maddich is thinking too. But you still have Ciale Serra
You do.
right there in the middle.
You do. Do you push the edge here?
Oh, I'm looking at number 16 out here, split wide. That's a mismatch. I'm always looking for
that
the
would
pass,
be Frederick. Oh, they'll look for a little counter here with Fanua, and I think he got it. Needed to get to the 40. I think he got to the 39. Both sidelines have it. Yes, first down
Michael
east.
Fanua. Made by number 9, JJ Tua.
Man, riverboat rolling.
In time.
Brandon Maddich coming in.
To the 39-yard
Bam!
line.
I got
First
no
down.
problem with it.
I love it. I'm not a gambling man like you are, Dane. You won't see me gracing Nevada anytime soon.
Look, here's the thing. I grew up in Idaho, right?
Yep.
I may have won a scratch ticket.
You stop here.
Crazy, right?
Well, we're in the good state of Utah where we don't scratch anything but our neighbor's back.
I know. It'd never be heard of here. But hey, 1-0, baby. Here it is. Oh, he's got a man deep. Instead, we'll give Frederick wide open space for Matthew. Inside the 22, the 11. Boy, and they had Chase Barker bursting to the end zone, uncovered.
Number 16,
What
Matthew
Frederick will do. Nice gain, 1st and 10.
You know what? A bird in the hand is better than 2 in the bush, and Frederick has some secure hands right there and was wide open.
Here's the thing. You could have gone for it all. No one would have blamed you. But right now, it's about getting points. And if you got Frederick wide open, take it. With this offensive line, like, hey, we'll get there.
Yeah. Frederick was one of my all-Utah players, honorable mention, because I was like, you know what? He has 300 yards. That's a lot.
Yeah. For an offense that's thrown coming into the game for just under 900, that's a third of the yards. That's pretty doggone good. Fanua. Oh, man, looked like he had a hole. And next thing you know, Ciale Serra is just on him.
24.
And we're going to get a flag
Michael
here. I think it's going to be on Timpview and Fanua. Boy, he really got in a really bad angle. He's being helped up here. The penalty flag, there were whistles. You saw, I think, Sarah continued to try to take him to the ground. I think that's what the flag is going to be for as we await the call here.
Yeah, a little bit aggressive tackling. Football is a contact sport last time I checked. And
Fanua down here.
Oh, that's not good.
And you talk about an offense that's had to deal with a lot of injuries. This is not the sight anyone wants to see, but let alone an East offense that's been really having to battle with this all year long. Injury. Fanua up.
Personal foul has been called on the Timpview
It was
defense.
a personal foul. We're going to step aside briefly. We'll be back
Still
after
first
this.
down.
Welcome back. Sarah was able to put some weight on the leg. Good sign. Certainly hope he's okay being evaluated on the sideline. Not a player you can afford to miss if you're East. Already, again, being down some bodies and trying to get back healthy. We'll see how he is. Meanwhile, 2nd and goal.
Oh!
They'll run it, try to push that pile. Gain of about 3, maybe 4 on the carry.
Looks like to be 4. Here's the deal. They had just a meaty back there. They're like, we're going to run it down the middle. You know we're running it down the middle. We know we're running it down the middle. Let's go.
And we're going to do it anyway.
Oh,
3rd and goal from the 1 for the Leopards.
man.
You go shotgun here, right?
No, not here. Not with this offense. If we were 1 yard back further, I'd go shotgun.
Amone in the backfield. They'll give it to Amini. Trying to... Oh, boy, he is close.
I think.
Did the second surge get it? They got him down inside the 1.
Hand off.
And it will be 4th and goal.
Amone.
Go for it.
The end zone. That'll be 4th and goal for East High.
It's very rare that I don't say, let's get the kicker in there.
I know.
But right now, give it to Amini.
You have to go for it here, right?
I mean, he got 4 yards. He got 1 yard. Now let's get one more and give it to him.
It's Amone and Little in the backfield, and now a timeout going to be taken by Timpview. The T-Birds wanting to get the defense set. 4th and goal for East when we come back.
Timeout called by Timpview. 4th and goal.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Offering amazing incentives and
Welcome
choices
back.
for employees to redeem their awards. Award Co helps keep employees happy
4th and
engaged
goal.
even in times of economic
It
uncertainty.
looked like East
For more information, go to awardco.com.
had Amone and Little. Just going to power it in. Moose, you looking dive here?
I am looking dive. I mean, I'd be less surprised if a diver at a Olympic-size diving board didn't dive like East is going to right now.
Eyes in. Amone, touchdown.
Bodies flying everywhere. You love to see it. And Amone is in the end zone.
Touchdown,
Let's
East High.
freaking go, Dane. Oh, man. I love to see this. I love to see just best on best football, and that's what that was. Great call by Matic, great execution by East, and Timpview held strong on defense. This is becoming a game right here with the PAT.
Point after, up, point after, good. 21-7, Timpview leading East. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's game of the
Extra
week.
point is good.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
I was talking with the kicking coach for East before the game, and he says, we should get this in the end zone every time, but we'll see what happens here. It's returnable. Looks like the freshman's got it. Ooh, little dancing moves right there, Dan. You love to see it.
Return made by number 15.
Nice return there. Want to apologize. Working through some technical difficulties here. Is trying to get things settled. First down with Timpview coming out at their own 24.
And who was that returning? No one else but Isa Naliai. Love me some Isa Naliai. He was on my All-Utah underclassmen team, in fact. That's how much I love that young man. Should be fun. But Timpview has to keep scoring to keep this East offense off the field.
Well, at least keep separation, right? On first down, Kasuga throwing back. That intended for Nakua, nothing there.
Just kind of throwing it away. Good job.
Incomplete, one away by the quarterback.
That's what you like to see from a freshman quarterback that's sitting there and saying, like, I don't like what I see. I'm going to throw this away and play another day.
Yeah, boy, you know, it's so impressive. We saw him week 1 against Lone Peak, and it was like he does not play like a freshman.
No. He plays like a second-year freshman, if there's such a thing.
Well, he plays like he's very experienced, very cool, very calm. They'll hand off here. This is Beckstead. Boy, he has been just a diamond tonight. Is running that right side, and he's got a gain of 16 on the carry.
Micah 14, Micah Beckstead, gain of 15
he has been
a
beast.
That's enough for a receiver.
There were running backs that I've called dime pieces before because they get 10 yards a carry. He's a diamond piece. He's getting like touchdowns, 10 yards, 80 yards, 40 yards, and you never think he's going down either. It was between him and Tuone, but now it's just the Beckstead show.
A little screen. Nakua on first down, working outside, still inbounds before being pushed out. Cross the 50, down to the 44, first down, Timpview.
Had a nice little flex at the end there. He's feeling himself.
Yeah.
Okay, Tay.
You talk about one of the great postseason rivalries. It's this one. These two teams met every year in the playoffs from 2011 to 2016. Every year in the playoffs over that 6-year stretch. East has won the last 3. They lead the series 7-5. Timpview trying to take that postseason pride back. Now that was interrupted. East went up to 6A. Obviously, that doesn't jive with a 5A team. It's really kind of what broke that, but back in 5A, and now we kind of resume it in what has appeared to be a rivalry destined for postseason play every year.
Yeah, two really super fun, good teams.
Gain of 3 on the
With
play.
these two teams, I expect whoever wins this game to make a huge run in the playoffs.
It certainly could have that feel. We'll get into playoff matchups as things progress. Second down, Kasuga has a man over the middle, on target, caught and tackled at the 19-yard line. That's Vea with the reception.
Pass complete, the
Does anything phase Helaman Kasuga?
No.
I mean,
Tackle made by
that
number 13,
dude, he's
Thomas
emotionless. If you're an Avatar fan, the face stealer wouldn't get his face because he shows no emotion out there. He's calm, cool, collected. I just love watching me some Helaman Kasuga and his stripling warriors out there.
You talk about the bracket. Timpview would play the winner of Spanish Fork and Wasatch. That would be a quarterfinal matchup. Should they win that, the winner of that game would face potentially Springville, Alta, Bountiful, or Orem. Imagine Timpview Orem again in a semifinal. This side of the bracket just set up for some great matchups. And look, even Timpview Bountiful would be a fun game. Timpview Springville. Like there's some interesting matchups in there.
You're leaving Alta out? Come on, Dave. Don't you leave Alta out. I know we're down to our 6th-string quarterback.
I'll tell you this, man. Alta in the first week of the playoffs, like, whoa, where was that all year?
It's because we found our quarterback. Hawks fly together. Hashtag caca.
Yeah. Well, they found something because they dropped 44 on Bonneville. It's like, oh, man.
Yeah.
No gain there on second down, bring 3rd and 5.
Proud Alta alum right here.
I couldn't tell. Is that where you win?
Yep.
3rd and 5.
We're used to winning state titles per usual. I'm guessing Beckstead here. Let's do a little check with me. Yeah, give it to our running back that's popping off 40 yards and 80 yards.
I was going to say, you think you'd give it to the guy who's averaging 12 a carry?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. It is only 3rd and 5.
Oh, apparently not.
Leak him out of the backfield. Looking end zone. Caught. Touchdown, Timpview. It's Vea.
Pass complete.
Wow.
Isaiah Vea. Touchdown.
Isaiah Vea. So here's the thing. I'll highlight one receiver, and then we'll go to the next. I'll highlight that receiver. Then we'll go to the next. I'll highlight that receiver. Then we'll go to the next. I'm going to start highlighting O-linemen. I'm sick of hopping from wide receiver to wide receiver.
All right, let's talk about the guard, shall we?
Let's talk about Spencer Fondo for a second. He's down to his top 5 schools.
Oh, good for him.
Yep,
I didn't see that.
He's got a commitment date on December 6th. Good hold case on, yes.
Yeah, kick up, kick good. 28-7. Timpview has not been stopped tonight. You're watching the second round of the 5A playoffs on KSLSports.com. Welcome back, 28-7 Timpview. Timpview has not been stalled on a drive yet.
No, they're very good at the football, Dane, I'll be honest with you. But, once again, I hate this. Just line up, do your thing, stop playing games, and let's watch it. But, like I was talking about with Spencer Fono, down to his 5. We've got the Cougs, we've got the Utes, we've got Michigan, we've got
Idaho.
Clemson. No, we don't have Idaho. We've got Clemson and we've got the Ducks of Oregon. Oh, that one they let go. That could have been returnable.
Yeah.
Emilia Mone, get back there quick, young man.
Hurry.
He did the right thing. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
But-
agreed.
Come on, Emilia. Oh, super fun. There's other games in this city. It looks like the Cougs are playing too. We'll give you an update. It's 3-7. They're losing. Sad day right now. Hopefully they can come back for you BYU fans, and hopefully they can't for you Utah fans.
Moose, he's a pleaser, folks. First down for the Leopards, starting at their own 20.
Oh, passing opportunity here. And sack by number
Sack
20.
in the backfield by number 22, Steven Strong.
Steven Strong with the sack. Haven't called his name, but a strong effort right there. Great job. The linebacker. Defensive end. Kind of hybrid player. Does a little bit of everything. Good kid. Oh, but fun to watch. This is the situation you don't want, Dane. You don't want to be behind the sticks with this type of offense with one of your top running backs out and having to be in passing situations. But it is nice to have Frederick out there. Ooh, good run. Little sweep around the edges. Get the broom out and start
number 3,
sweeping.
Jarek Little.
Because they found
Tackle
some
made on the play by number 15,
yardage by
Heyman
Jarek
Halliday.
Little.
That'll
Great
bring up
job
3rd
right there.
and long for the East offense.
So East has been sputtering. They've had some stuff going. They've had to kind of stop and get going. It's just interesting to watch. Big down here, Dane. Would you be passing it? Would you be running it?
I think you have to throw it inside of 2 minutes. It's just one where, well, I don't know, actually. Maybe you don't.
Could we see some shotgun here? Probably not, but we could see a run. Oh, it's a fake.
Trying to set up the
Screen.
screen and couldn't get it tracked down there by Muavesi.
Ephraim Muavesi coming in there, 44.
In the backfield by number
This
54,
defense is a
Ephraim
lot
Muavesi.
faster
4th and
than the
long
Skyline
for East
defense
High.
from last week. Skyline's defense was missing Bo Tate, but had Miles Hall, another BYU commit who had a heck of a game. Little back and forth battle, but right now there's a timeout. Dane. Otawaya got out there. He said, I want to talk with my team about what we're going to be doing with this 4th down. Only a minute 24 left, so they have to be going in, taking care of everything.
We always welcome
And
new patients
with
have a
that,
strong commitment to providing you an
the clock
appointment as soon as
time gives them
possible and
enough
seeing
time
you on
to
time.
score another
We
touchdown.
believe in providing
It
you
is
with the best
28 to
possible vision
7,
technology on the
but
market.
if you could
Visit
get
Dr.
another
Chad
sept
Richter
on there, that'd be
and Christopher
big.
Jacob at their Provo office.
Boy, with the way that Timpview's ran the football,
Insurance agency proudly serving Utah County and the surrounding areas
boy,
for over 45 years.
this is
Give them a call for a quote on your automobile, homeowners, business,
Timpview may
or
be
health
looking here
insurance needs.
to go kind of knock them while they're down, right?
Yeah, Ice Naliai was back there earlier, but now it's our sure-handed number 13, Jackson Allred. He's all hands.
Punts away
Whoa.
off the side of the foot.
Oh, bad bounce.
Yeah. Timpview's going to be inside the 40.
Punt is down at the
They will have great
37-yard
field
line, where
position.
Timpview will take over.
Good call by Donnie Otawaya with the timeout, preserving time, but might have left him more than enough time, actually, Dane.
Yeah, I mean, you're 37 yards away. You've got
Minute
just the
16.
one timeout, but 1:16 left on an offense that had gashing running plays and has moved the ball through the air pretty well as well.
Yeah, really complete team right here.
Kasuga looking, has a man. That's Nakua inside the 20, driving and pushed out of bounds at the 11-yard line.
Pass complete to number 10, Tay Nakua, down to the
Tay
10-yard
Nakua
line.
has offers to
That's enough for
multiple
a tutor.
Pac-12 schools, all the local schools. He's had them since he was a ninth grader. I almost said 9-year-old, but heck, with the last name Nakua, I might have offered him at 9 years old. Wouldn't matter. But Hillman Kasuga, he's calm, cool, collected, doing a great job here for all of our fans in Hawaii.
First down, out of the backfield, it's Beckstead. Touchdown, Timpview. Two plays, 37 yards, 6 more for the T-Birds.
Well, let's highlight the O-line because Beckstead's had enough love tonight. The O-line. a lie. They've got so many good things. They have 2 amazing tackles, a great center in Izzy, and 2 amazing guards. When I came out with my all-Utah team, I had Spencer Fano as my number 1 tackle. And he said, where are my 4 other brothers? What are you doing, Moose? Doing me dirty. And I said, Spencer, calm down. They're all very good, but there's a lot of other players in this state, and they're making me eat my words right now.
It was only 38 yards, but it literally took, what, 16 seconds?
13.
13.
Extra point is good.
35-7. Timpview leading East
in the first half.
in the second round of the 5A state playoffs.
7.
Welcome back. Want to thank those of you sticking with us. A lot of technical issues tonight. We apologize as this kickoff well into the end zone for the touchback.
It's always fun to do a kickoff. When you got Isaac Hudson sitting there, he's like, y'all don't need to run to the end zone. I'm not going to. That was a beautiful kick. I'm just going to admire it. Feels like a golf shot with your driver just sitting there, and you just observe and you say, I bet you wish you could do that, huh? Now it's time for East to come out. Got to make some magic happen. Looks like we've got trips again. Shotgun Dane.
Yeah, 1:03 to go. They do have all 3 timeouts.
Oh, just kidding. Under center. Oh,
it worked. How about Amone? Nice run there for Amini. Gain of 15 up to the 35.
Sometimes just the threat of a shotgun from East scares people. And it is a scary time of the year, being October. Timpview thought they saw a ghost with East being in shotgun.
Well, and it's a kind of a late change on the field as well, right? So you come out, you're looking to go wide and shotgun. That defense
feeling thirsty.
Maybe spreads out a little bit. You quick run up.
There are so many options to make you smile. So
can create some opportunities for you.
Yeah, super fun to see, and sometimes it's just the threat. You want people seeing ghosts out there, and Timpview sure did.
America's first Brazilian state.
Are you a Sam Darnold fan, apparently, huh?
I was seeing ghosts, Coach, everywhere. That's not good, Sam. Probably shouldn't be seeing that.
Yeah. I'll tell you, the way to handle that is the way Zach Wilson did. I don't know what you mean. That's just, some things are better not said, right? Like that's a better not said, the whole ghost thing.
Were you seeing ghosts? I don't believe in ghosts, but I was seeing a cover 2 that turned into a cover 1.
There you go.
That's the appropriate answer. Oh, now we just have 1 man in the backfield and Ice at safety.
Oh, throwing to Frederick, just beyond him by about a yard. He took a hit anyway.
He was hearing footsteps, but then he realized, oh, I'm 6'6". Footsteps don't really matter when you're as big as I am.
Frederick. Coverage on the play by number 16, Isa Ngaleai.
So Frederick is one of my favorite tight ends in the state.
2nd and 10.
When I first started watching him as a sophomore, I had to go back into Roman times and pull out a sundial to time his 40-yard dash. He was so slow off the line. Now I've got a hand timer. He's getting out quick. He's finally grown into his body, and it's fun to watch Matthew Frederick. Did you like that reference?
I did. Yeah.
Back to the olden days, 0 BCE.
Yeah. I caught it.
Sundial. You're like, Moose, we don't use those very often.
Timeout taken here by East. You know, you talk about the Leopards. Their season got off to a rough start. A 1-point loss to Orem. Tough week 2 against Skyridge. A lot of teams felt that pain. And then they got back on the winning side. First win against Fremont, then hit region play. The win over Park City felt like, all right, here's the stamp of what this team can be. Had to deal with IMG. No one's winning that ball game in the state this year.
What? No one?
No.
Against IMG? They only have 40 Division I commits.
Crazy, right?
That's it.
Yeah, I know.
When the backup kicker has a Division I scholarship.
Look, I'm making people in Draper, including Dusty, very upset right now. But then they hit the rest of their region schedule. The only loss was the loss to Brighton, 14-3. That's a pretty good defensive effort against a really good Bengals squad. Defeated everyone else in that region. And, of course, went Skyline back-to-back to find themselves here in the second round.
A pass!
Yeah, this is...
Ascioli!
Deflected and nearly intercepted. Boy, probably should have been for Timpview.
Tipped and falls
that close.
I've been saying for a while, I'm like, Ciale Serra is a big boy, and he's probably going to be a D tackle. And then he moves like that, and you're like, I don't think he is.
Yeah.
He might stay at Mike Backer. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, boy.
Peter Serra, your son is flying high tonight. Wow.
He brought another gear, as has most of Timpview.
3rd and 10 for the East.
Peter keeps trying to convince me. He's like, when I was younger, I'd move like Ciale. And I'm like, I don't know about that one, Pete. I don't know.
Oh, 3rd and 10 for East. And we've got another timeout here going to be taken by the
East
Leopards.
Timeout
East.
Timeout of the first half.
Third and 10.
Yeah. Everyone's been asking me, what's your player comparison for Ciale Serra? Oh, coach got the grab. Good job. And I've been asked many times, they're like, where do you see him at the next level? And I've been saying Vita Villa for a while now,
Wow.
Dave.
Wow.
I'm like, he's got the body that can put on 100 pounds and still move that way.
That's a comp, man. Like,
but when he moves like that, I'm like, oh, I might be wrong. He's just breaking the mold.
wow.
But Vita Villa, you can see him drop into coverage often,
That is true.
which is confusing as all get out.
Agreed.
And Ciale Serra has that type of ability. Timpview might be able to throw on another touchdown.
I was going to say East to punt here, and if you're Timpview, you got one timeout left. You're like, all right, yeah, we'll take the ball back.
Good punt
Fair
to
catch.
Taken.
Taken at the 32. 33 seconds to go here in the first half.
32-yard line, where Timpview will take over.
Do you
I take a
pedal
knee.
the metal here?
I take a knee.
All right. That's what I would do, too. You'll get plenty of second half opportunities. And really, like, you don't want to end on a sour note, right?
No, you want to keep it sweet. Let's take the knee. Let's go to the halftime. But I don't know. Donnie, he's still getting used to everything. You have Coach Stokes down there.
Yeah.
The offensive coordinator. You never know what Coach Stokes will do. He'll be like, when I was at Dixie, I didn't like East. We're going for it. I don't know.
It doesn't look like it's a knee situation. On first down.
Oh, they're passing.
We're going. Nakua down the middle. He's got him and just overthrew. Boy, Nakua had a step boost.
Complete coverage.
Tay Nakua's going to want that one back. Thank you, Dusty.
Oh, boy, Nakua had a great first step. And look, give credit to Black. He did a nice job staying with Nakua. That ball just a yard overthrown.
Yeah, Spencer Black, or Chase. Yeah, Spencer Black.
Yep.
He's a kid I really like. He's got a lot of opportunities at the next level. This Timpview line has been really impressive because they have basically shut down East at this point.
Second down. Kasuga looking over the middle, has a target, and that is knocked out. That's a nice defensive play being made as Esplin was hit right as the ball got there. That was Achikolo with the breakup.
Yeah, Damian Achikolo. Thank you for that pronunciation because I was looking at it. and my eyes went cross-eyed and I couldn't quite pronounce it out. But that's all right. It's interesting that they're just going for shots right here. Might give the ball back.
Got an official stoppage here, wanting to just chat. I don't think the clock ran. I've got 18 seconds left. I was kind of on the start and the stop that time. I know we've had clock issues, but look, on a 2nd and 10 with 25 seconds to go, I'm your guy. And I felt pretty good with that one.
Let's see what he's doing. Okay.
No, never mind.
Well, just.
I was wrong. Okay. They do have 24 on the clock here in the stadium. They'll go on the ground, and it's a first down. Pickup of 14.
And
it doesn't have to be Beckstead.
Luke Atuaya getting 12 on the play. That'll be enough for a T-Bird.
And Timpview taking a timeout here. They'll stop the clock. Just under 18 seconds left. We're going to keep our clock there. But, yeah, this is Donnie saying, hey, I can take 2 shots with 17 seconds.
Yeah, and with the quarterback that you have for Timpview in Helaman Kasuga, you absolutely can take shots. The dude's got a cannon for an arm. He's got a bright future. They're one of their losses to Lehigh. He didn't play that game. That's going to be something that if he comes back,
that would be like, noteworthy.
They're like, oh, you know what? We won 28-24, but our 28th or 4th touchdown was off a Kason Villa interception for a touchdown. I don't know if Helaman makes that interception.
That's fair. Villa's had a nice year at quarterback, but to your point, a healthy Timpview is a different Timpview.
Yeah.
So, and I think what we've seen tonight, there are not a lot of teams beating that effort from what we saw in that first half.
No. And they're going to take some shots here again.
Yeah, first down. Kasuga stepping up in the pocket, coming near side, caught and out of bounds. The reception was Nakua to the 38.
So that was a beautiful play right there. Tay's sitting there. He's like, ooh, not 1 foot in, but 2. He's getting ready for the NFL already.
Yeah, he is, yes.
Good job, Tay. He's had one brother, Samson, who was with the Colts for a breath of fresh air. He's had another brother, Kai Nakua, who's played for the 49ers and the Jets and the Ravens. He's like, I want to be the 3rd brother to really ball out.
Kasuga looking, has a man. That is caught, and no whistles. There one is. They blow it 1.8. That clock worked a little bit. They're going to try to hurry up and spike it, but I don't think they're going to have enough time here, Moose. No, they won't.
Oh.
So that will do it. First half comes to a close. 35-7 Timpview. Man, they look sharp. They lead east. You're watching the second round of the 5A playoffs on KSLSports.com. And welcome back. Start of the second half. Hope you enjoyed the dancing festivities on the field. I'm enjoying the Moose. He's breaking down next to me right now.
You know what, Dane? I'm super cold, and like Kesha says, I'm dancing like I'm dumb, dumb, dumb because my body's going numb, 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 which is a factual statement right now.
Look at
I'm
that.
dancing in my hokas because they're cold.
You know what's keeping Moose warm?
What?
Last update, Alto was leading Springville 31-0 at the break.
Oh, don't you dare doubt the Hawks. When we were talking earlier, you're like, Springville's going through already, and I'm like, wait a second there.
Yeah. Hey, look. There's still a lot of football left to be played in that one. But I mean, dang.
Yeah, and
Moose,
Springville's
I might have to
no
bring
joke.
you some more fish or something, man.
Oh, don't tempt me. Dane is a fisher of men and a fisher of fish in Alaska.
More a fisher of fish in Alaska. This kick into the end zone.
No.
Yeah. Momentum, Moose. Momentum.
On the opening kickoff here in the second.
Yeah, risky from Ice Naliai. Oh.
So, boy, Timpview starting with the ball. Really, the only thing they did not do well in the first half was score on the final possession when they had to go 70-plus yards in 40 seconds. And they only went 50.
Yeah.
Other than that, everything in the first half, Timpview did whatever they wanted, Moose.
And it starts with the line up front. I love all these linemen. They all think they're wide receivers and real athletes. I mean, real like specialist athletes.
They think they're real athletes. They're
real
crazy.
athletes out there. Oh, wow. East came out with a vengeance right there. You like to see it. There's some fire.
Up the middle.
You know, Matic at halftime, he was throwing fire and brimstone all around that locker room.
Yeah, I mean, this is an East program. You know, I don't have the halftime scores, but I would dare say this is one of the largest halftime deficits this program has had this year. IMG is probably the other one that you would want to check on that. But
actually, they played IMG tough. IMG pulled away in the third quarter.
Okay.
Close to the fourth quarter.
It's just one where this is just not what East generally does, right, is have a half like that. We'll see if they can get things going here in the second half. Kasuga looking near side. That was caught by Esplin. But gain there of about
5,
6. Number 7, Jared Esplin.
Good little gain there. Helaman is deceptively quick for a freshman. Going and getting out of the pocket, finding lanes. Really impressive young man right there.
Bring him a third down here for Timpview.
I'd guess he's a 4.0 student. His dad wouldn't have it any other way, but I don't know if the first report cards have come out for him yet.
I did hear from someone that quarters, it's right around now when the first quarter ends, so it could very well be. Penalty flags here.
Ooh.
And we got a penalty here on Timpview. And look, that's the other thing about Timpview. We've not seen a lot of penalties on Timpview tonight.
No. Timpview, they must have been eating right, living right, praying right, doing everything right, because that first half went about as good as you could possibly ask for.
And so now you've got a 3rd and 11. Now we've seen them pick up chunk yards both on the ground, through the air. This would be a big play for this East defense.
Oh, they've got man, cover 0. Should be bringing the house. Let's see.
Here's Kasuga. Has an option deep instead on the in. That caught first down. Boy, popped.
Complete across the middle to number 13.
Omar Shaw comes in with a big hit on Jackson Allred. But here's the frustrating thing if you're a defensive coordinator. You get a 3 and 7, 3 and 8, and they get the first down.
That was a 3rd and 11 because of the penalty.
Oh, my bad, 3rd and 11.
But you're right. I mean, it's like, man, we did so well to get them in a spot where we can get a stop, and then they get a first down.
Surprise, surprise, here we go.
They'll go back to the ground. Beckstead through the lane. Beckstead across midfield. Micah inside the 40 to the 39, tripped up there by
number 14, Micah Beckstead. Big gain
Barker.
On the play. Tackle
Chase Barker doing a great job getting the tackle. He was surprised. Beckstead was surprised. Everyone was surprised. But Beckstead just keeps on going with his diamond status average of about 20 yards a touch.
Boy, and he's even contacted at the line, slips through the tackle, and next thing you know, you got a whole bunch of space for a fast, physical, downhill runner. And into East territory once again are the T-Birds. First down, Micah Beckstead once again, nowhere to go. Great run defense there by Patetefa, the junior, making the stop behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Vaka Patetefa. Say that 10 times fast, and you still won't be able to say it right, it seems. But Vaka Patetefa did a great job right there, getting upfield and getting after Beckstead. You know what? I've been saying it all year. I think Beckstead, college coaches are going to be kicking themselves if they don't get him on their roster.
Yep.
Reminds me of an East running back, Jalen Warren.
I was thinking the same thing.
Who we love.
Love Jalen Warren. This thrown out. Bahia takes it down to the 31, and a late flag. He was, I think, thrown down after he'd gone out of bounds, so we'll tack more yardage on here for the T-Birds.
Oh, man, he's going to be watching the film with his old man later, and Sharif is not going to like that.
Personal foul called.
Just want to remind all the naysayers out there, Jalen Warren's in the NFL.
That'll be enough for
there you go.
That's an update I wasn't expecting. When did that happen?
Yeah, crazy, huh?
Him and Najee Harris.
I just, shocking he made it there with the lack of breakaway speed.
I was laughing.
Sarcasm, folks.
Najee Harris was our #1 recruit while I was at BYU, and I'm like, y'all know we're not getting this dude.
Oh, shoot. Makes you wonder if they have Arch Manning on the board. Gain here of about 3 on the run.
Takes the handoff down to about the
they're like, we think we can get him. I was like, in what world? That dude would start for us right now, and we were going after him when he was a freshman, sophomore.
Yeah.
He actually came to campus, though.
Wow.
Yeah, came to campus, checked it out, said, hey, Bama's going to pay me more. And that was that.
Come on, that's where you lose me. There's no way that's accurate.
Oh, yeah,
Come
NIL
on.
is the first time players have ever gotten
First
paid.
time ever.
Yeah, Reggie Bush never got money.
He didn't. His parents did.
Lindell
Second
White
down.
never got money either.
I know, those poor kids, right?
Yeah.
2nd and 6. Oh, has a man, end zone, looking corner, broken up. Great coverage there by Thomas Burnett to deflect it away.
It was good coverage, but it hit him in the head, Dane. I mean, this quarterback is phenomenal.
3rd and 6 upcoming for the
He's,
T-Birds.
there's the reason I had him on my all freshman and sophomore team as my starting quarterback. Even though there's kids in the state that had more yards, this dude can ball. Wow. Timpview knocking on the door per usual.
Yeah, 3rd and 7. And it's Beckstead looking left side. Beckstead going to be close to a first down. He picked up 6. Needed one more decision time here for the T-Birds.
He gets down to this.
I don't see the kicker, and the kicker's like, I'm probably not going to kick it in anyways.
For the T-Birds.
And with Gila Man Kasuga coming out. It looks like they're going to be going for it. And if I had Micah Beckstead in the backfield, I'd probably go for it too.
Yep.
And if I had Helaman throwing the ball, I'd probably go for it too. Oh, good clap right there. Solid clap.
Didn't draw him that time.
You can always tell a good quarterback by how they clap.
Kasuga looking end zone incomplete, was trying to get it to Nakua.
Pass intended for number 10.
Looks like a little bit of miscommunication there for sure.
Yeah, and looked like almost the timing on the routes wasn't quite synced up, and that ball really got to the spot quickly on Nakua before he could really get pause on it, and Timpview will turn it over. So the East defense gets that first stop they needed here in this second half.
Just like they drew it up, they're like, hey, we got to get a stop this half. We got to get going. And they did a great job.
Yeah. So we'll see if the offense can find its rhythm. They've been really kind of putting a lot of 3rd and longs tonight. That's probably been the biggest issue for East.
Well, it's because you've got a ferocious D-line and a middle linebacker that every team in the country would like to have.
They're trying that right side. Amone shaking off defenders. And Amini Amone taking this up for a gain of 9. Good start here for the Leopards and Amone.
Yeah, got to get to the ball quick. There's not a lot of time left in this game. Got to get rolling.
Yeah.
10 on the play. That'll be.
I mean, even Timpview, that drive, they don't score, but they take 5.5 minutes off the clock. That's really going to shorten up this second half in a game where you trail by 4 possessions.
I think Timpview's like, we got to get at least one more touchdown on the board to seal this game.
Yeah.
And it's like Nakimbe Mutombo came out and said, no, no, no. The East defense is here.
Well, I'll tell you who just said no, no, no. It's your guy, Siale Acera. They try Fanua, and Siale says no, no, no.
My favorite dude off the field, my scariest dude on the field, Siale Acera. Wow.
He's got to be at what, 7, 8 tackles tonight?
Oh, I thought you were going to say he's got to be at least 240, and I'm thinking 260.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
He reminds me of a Noah Sewell, to be honest with you.
2nd and 14 here for the Leopards. McCormick, the pitch, Fanua.
Nowhere to go.
Yeah, it doesn't even get back to the line, I don't think. Might have been another loss on the play.
Option pitch out to the right side.
Yeah, looks like the sticks are walking the wrong way for Brandon Matic and the East High Panthers.
Play. Tackle made by number 44, Ephraim Muavesi.
Ephraim Muavesi,
3rd and
don't sleep on him. He's got offers to UNLV and all over.
Muavesi's been stout this year for Timpview, and the other Timpview games we've done, he's had big games. You've talked about Spencer Fano. Like, there's a lot of guys for this Timpview D.
I'll talk about Spencer Fano all day. I love that kid.
McCormick looking deep and just overthrows Barker. Boy, he made a great move in the line of scrimmage, but was the timing there forced it to be a little delayed. 3 yards off, and he's locked the punt.
Now the punt. So Timpview gets another opportunity. East had a good go, but didn't quite get there on time. And it looks like we've got a helmet coming off, so do they have the right amount of guys? 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. Yep.
Yeah, and you're in danger here. Running clock, 35-point difference in the second half. Timpview could have really good field position. They're knocking on the door, getting that clock moving even quicker here in this second half as that punt away.
I love Amone, but he is a dangerous punter. And there's dirty laundry on the field. Let's see what's going on.
Boy, did they have a roughing the kicker. Amone was down on the field, and there were a couple Timpview players there kind of giving him fives, and that is the indication from Amine. He's thinking, hey, we got this thing back.
So Amine, why I said he's got an interesting punting style. He just throws the ball in the air with a prayer, swinging at it. You got to have 2 hands, 1 hand, guide the ball down and punch it. He just says, throw the ball out and here we go.
Personal foul, roughing.
It was a roughing the kicker penalty. So rather than Timpview having it with good field position, the penalty will give East a first down.
Does it? Is it an automatic first down?
I thought he signaled the first down.
Looks like it.
And yes, I think it is because it's a personal foul.
Man, is there ever a non-personal foul, just kind of like a not-so-personal foul?
I've never heard them call a not-so-personal foul. I'll have to talk to my official friends and see if that's a call.
Like,
come out with a not-so-personal foul.
Just kind of like, it wasn't aggressive, it wasn't personal. It was just a foul.
They used to have that with the face mask, right? You had the personal foul face mask, and then you had the incidental face mask.
What if it's an incidental foul? Like an incidental, you ran into the punter.
Well, they used to have that too. They had running into the punter and then roughing the punter. And then no one liked the judgment aspect of it, so they're like, all right, we'll just throw 15 yards on everything. So,
freaking refs.
You can't win. You can't win. Second and short. Amone through the lane, first down, gain of 4.
Off up the middle to number 2, Amini Amone.
Amini Amone putting the game on his back like you'd expect from the senior.
37-yard line.
He's like, I'll take the roughing the punter.
First down.
Nothing wrong with that.
Moves it up to the 38-yard line. Inside of 4 minutes to go.
Ooh. East has to be wary of this clock. Only 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
Well, just under 4.
Oh, movement up front. This will march East backwards.
Offense, will be a 5-yard penalty.
There's some jawing down on the field. It's getting a little chippy, getting a little dirty, getting a little doughy. Thanks to Dirty Dough a couple weeks ago for bringing us cookies.
I know, right? That was awesome.
Wouldn't mind another warm cookie again. Throwing it out there.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
I always laugh. People are like, why don't you ask for different things? You always ask for cookies. And I'm like, I'm a fat kid at heart. They're like, why don't you ask for money? I was like, Dusty, let's get that one going. Throwing Venmos out there.
First and 15, Fanua. And, oh boy, Fanua staying on his feet. Boy, that's a tough run there by Fanua, picking up 6. It's good to see him back on the field. Remember, he left late in the first half. He had to run a little bit earlier, didn't get a chance to talk about it. Good to see Fanua back on the field here for East.
It's hard. Without Fanua on the field, you don't have that end-around threat.
Yeah.
You don't have any of those things. And you've just got Amini Amone where it's like, we're going right at you.
And you talk about Fanua. This is a young man. He was averaging 11 yards a touch coming into the game tonight.
Ooh,
that's insane.
That's some Micah Beckstead numbers right there.
It is, yeah. Second and a short 10. This is Little. Boy, and he's taken down Siale Acera there. 2 points for the takedown for Acera.
Peter Acera, be proud of your boy because he's an absolute dude.
That's a young man that you could say spends time in the weight room.
Yes, yes, he does. In the weight room and the lunchroom.
Healthy eats, though. It's a lot of protein, Moose.
Everyone asks me, they're like, what does it take to get my kid to the Division I level? I'm like, do you have a Costco membership? You're going to be using it a whole lot.
Yes, you are. Oh, they tried the sweep, and there is nowhere to go. There's a bunch of T-Birds there, including Jacob Rust.
Yeah, plethora, bunch. There's just a whole heap of T-Birds coming after him.
Strong. Got to bring up fourth.
We'll bring up a 4th and 7 here.
East.
And boy, if you're East, look, offense looks to be staying on the field, and I don't blame them. You got to get something.
As long as it's not 4th and 15, you got to try it.
Well, especially being in midfield. And look, here's the thing. This is about where East or Timpview would have had possession after the punt anyway. So
You're
kind of
downing the punter?
No, I'm just saying.
Come on.
This is when they punted.
I know, I'm just
okay,
kidding.
all right.
I'm joking.
Here's McCormick. And
Matthew Frederick
with the reception. That has been the same play. They've dialed up when they've
Pass
needed
complete,
yards
number
down the
16,
field,
Matthew
and it works
Frederick.
again here for the
Tackle
tight end.
made.
How do you lose Frederick, the 6'6" behemoth?
You can't. He literally stands out on the field for East.
It's like, oh, I didn't see him. Come on. If it's a Britton Covey out there, I'd be like, you know what? I didn't see him either.
Yeah,
But-
it's not.
And big shout out to Britton Covey, who's always watching the Timpview East rivalry from Philadelphia.
Tell you, he was a problem for a lot of teams, including East, in the playoffs.
Oh, it doesn't matter what the
There's
other jersey
McCormick.
is.
Guess who was looking there for his tight end, but that was thrown behind him. I think
Pass falls
intentionally.
incomplete, intended again for
Yeah,
number 16, Matthew
Frederick is a
Comes on
creative
the play
player,
for number 16,
but he may
Isa
go the ways of
Naya.
Blake Freeland at BYU
2nd and 10
and be ready to start
for the
kick-stepping
Leopards.
back.
I mean, he's a big frame.
Yeah, but I said the same thing to Isaac Rex. When Isaac Rex got called to Samoa, and I said, I can't wait to see you come back and be kick-stepping. And he got mad at me. He's like, I'm not a lineman, Moose. Trying to shake that. He's like, I'm going to be a tight end.
2nd and 10. Motion by Fanua. McCormick keeping it right side ahead for a gain of 4 on the run.
Quarterback keeper.
They
up
did
the
not
middle
start
for
the
number
clock.
8, Tucker McCormick.
Still haven't started the clock.
Stopped at the 39-yard line. Excuse me,
They don't want to
38
start the
yard
clock.
line.
We're just going to pause.
That'll bring up
42
third
seconds on the
and
clock here.
7
Still there we
for the
go.
Leopards.
Hey,
Third
ref,
down.
why you had the clock? It's not started. Heads up. Oh, there we go. It's their world. We're just living in it, Dane.
Yeah.
That's what I find out. It doesn't matter how many times you insult a ref. They still stay out there and say, we're on the field, you're not.
That's right. They'd also argue we know the rules better than you do, which is true as well.
Debatable.
3rd and 6. Here's McCormick.
Oh.
Stepping up.
Oh.
Nope. Going down.
Sacked
That
in
was
the
not
backfield by
54.
number
That was
24,
24.
Matthias
Sack
Lassar.
from Lasaw.
Yeah. Matthias Lasaw got an offer to Cal last week.
Good
Of
for
course.
him. So he's smart. Good for him.
You got to be.
End of the third quarter.
Timpview 35.
35-7. Timpview leading East.
Ladies
Start of the 4th quarter. 4th and 11 for the Leopards.
Oh, there's movement all over the place.
Yeah.
You're lined up offside.
Trying to shake
at the
up the
bottom.
formation here a little bit.
Oh, there's a pass and a little behind
Incomplete.
him.
pass falls incomplete.
Tried to get that,
Timpview will take over on
to
downs
Kafusi.
at the 44-yard line.
but East will turn it over on downs.
This is where you just kick a field goal. Say, screw it, let's go.
Look, if it crosses the goal line, it's
Yeah.
a touchback, right?
Yep, I'd be kicking a field goal.
That was 4th down, so
Was it?
yeah.
Oh, shoot. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
So they should have
oh,
kicked
they
a field goal.
should
is what you're
have
saying.
kicked
Yeah,
a field goal.
Yeah, I got you.
My bad.
You're good.
Gosh.
Look, quarter breaks always kind of it messes up our rhythm as a broadcaster. People don't appreciate that.
I'm
as
not in
easy as people
mid-season
think.
form yet. Everyone's like, how do you do it, Moose? Lots of research.
Lots of research. Moose spends hours in the library each week.
Yep, historical facts and data.
First down. How about a
Quezon
little
in there.
run here, huh?
Yeah, when you got Quezonville in there, the offense completely changes.
Yeah.
Number 6, Quezonville.
Yeah, you wonder if
Kasuga's
Kasuga's night is done.
Yeah.
I would say yes. I mean, why risk him to injury, right? Game in hand. You got one next week. Keep him healthy.
So this T-Bird staff has a heater on the sideline. That's a veteran move right there.
I notice I'm quite jealous, actually.
Dang, we got to step our game up if there's any heating companies. Oh, look at this.
Hey, guess what? Beckstead with a run across midfield of the 45. First down, Timpview.
Man, Beckstead Diamond certified.
Yeah, hey, if Coleman Camping or any of those want to give us, a little heat stove, and we can talk to Rhino about getting us a propane tank, we can make things happen here, Moose.
No, this is what we're doing, Dane. I'm a genius. We got to call Traeger. Traeger, we need a Traeger behind us. It's a
All right,
local
look.
Utah company.
Here's the deal. Traeger, you guys show up 6 hours before we get there. You start the meet.
We will rate the meat.
We'll talk about it on air.
The whole time.
Win-win.
I won't even talk about football. I'll talk about Traeger the whole time.
First down, Timpview to One Nene.
Whoa.
Right down behind the line. Great stop there
in the
by the
backfield
Leopard
by number
defense.
52,
That was
Vaka
Patatefa once
Patatefa.
again.
Yeah, Patafa. 52's having himself a good game.
He's been good. Been good for this East D.
Yeah. Different Timpview. They're going to take their time, bleed the clock. And my goodness, Timpview's O-line, I can't say enough good things about them. They might be my O-line of the week.
Yes. I mean, I think we were kind of talking off air. We were like, does Micah Beckstead have 150 yards in the first quarter? He might have.
First series, it feels like.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was 80 in the first series alone. As this is being back to the line of scrimmage. Pop there.
You see, Papa Matejelu came in, just a junior, but whoa, there's a reason that man has the most sacks in 5A.
Yeah.
I would say he's the state sack leader, but there's a young man at South Summit that has like 30 sacks on the year. So I don't know if it counts or not, but wow, Papa's a dude.
3rd and 10.
3rd and 10. Super fun. Oh!
Looking deep. Nakua.
Oh!
Just through the fingertips and incomplete. Boy, Nakua knows he had another opportunity for a touchdown as in coverage for East was Hatukolo, who has been really good for this East secondary.
And who threw it but Helaman Kasuga? They're like, hey, we need someone to chuck the ball 55 yards on a rope. Who can do it? Oh, Helaman, get off the bike, get away from the heater.
Yeah.
Come on back in.
Yeah.
We want to see that big old arm coming in, buddy.
So it'll be 4th down here for Timpview.
Timpview, really interesting. They're doing a college punt formation, which I don't like in high school.
Why is that, Moose?
I don't like it in high school because,
Boy, good pressure there by East.
yeah, great pressure. Get on that ball. It might bounce back. Oh, lucky bounce forward, to be honest with you. I don't like it because a lot of times
at the 12-yard line where
you just don't get enough coverage downfield. And so I
Because
like
you have
to
so
really
many
spread
lined
it
up
out.
to block?
Yeah. So if you spread it out, get everyone going down, it matches people up, and it allows you to do some tricky things as well.
So East will come back out on offense, trailing 35-7, possession starting at their own 12.
East has done a great job on defense this second half. Timpview hasn't pulled their starters, but Matic said, get after him, let's go, and he's done a great job. Holding this potent Timpview offense to 0. No score in the 3rd quarter, no score in the 4th quarter so far.
McCormick stepping up, trying to escape. Yeah, I was wondering if we were going to get a flag. We do have one.
Quarterback scramble around the left side for number 8, Tucker McCormick. There is a
really good job, but I could see the hold from here, and it looks like the refs brought their glasses this week.
And here's the thing, Moose never likes penalty flags, so when he says, yeah, that deserves one, you know.
Usually I'm a let the boys play guy, but even me on that one, I was like, I don't know about that one, you guys.
Yeah. So that will be half the distance to the goal here on the Leopards, back to the 6.
Oh, and this is what you don't want, behind the sticks.
Certainly makes it difficult, especially with a run-based offense, right? Staying on schedule, so critical, so important. And it's just, frankly, we talk about a lot of third and longs tonight. We've had a lot of first and long. Like, East has really had to play behind schedule for a large portion of the contest.
Yeah. Timpview came to play. They got to rest up for 2 weeks. Everyone's feeling healthy. East was like, we played last week. We had a rough go and put up 70 points.
And up at
But
number 2.
it takes a lot out of the body to run this offense.
Yeah.
Not just to go against it, but running against it is rough.
Well, and that's a great point, Moose, because you look at this, and yeah, the East, they scored 70 on Skyline. And a lot of people would say, oh, well, they dominated them. And they did. But that's the same team they had to play in Week 10. So you're going up against the same squad, which there generally is extra motivation by the losing side in that contest. Timpview comes in, they had a first-round bye. So they're coming in with, like, we've had 2 weeks, we're feeling good, like, let's go. And it's kind of looked that way a little bit tonight, where it's like Timpview just feels fresh everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, whoa.
Running out of time. He was out of the end zone. That will not be a safety.
Everyone's putting up the prayer hands.
Stephen Strong.
They're like, come on, give us a safety. Not going to happen.
Strong with a big sack, and it will be third and long, all the way back from the one.
Third and very long.
Now you just got to get out of the shadows of the goalpost because you need 15 yards, 14, sometimes 13 to really get a punt off.
Well, and we've seen actually good rush by the special teams unit of Timpview tonight.
Yeah. They have no problem tackling the punter. They've shown that before. They're like, we thought you were running back still. Wrong again.
3rd and 21. Looking up the middle. Nice gain here on 3rd down. Still on his feet. It might have been Amone with the carry there.
Up the middle to number 2.
It was Amini. Able to get back the penalty yardage and more as he takes it up to the 14, but it'll be 4th down.
For the Leopards.
Yep. It always makes my day when you see the big boys running off the field, making sure that everything's taken. Usually you sub out your nose guard for a returner, and the nose guard has to get coming quick.
Yeah.
And they're like, here I come. But big-time punt opportunity here.
From inside his own 5, kicks away from Amone.
Oh,
this one
pick
off
that
the
up.
bounce.
You don't have the Britton Covey type returner here. Britton Covey, even when you're like, raise your hand,
Yeah.
he's like, nay, I don't raise my hand for anybody.
So Timpview will start at their own 45. 6.5 minutes to go here in the final quarter. Moose, early thoughts. Don't know the winner of Spanish Fork and Wasatch, but from what you've seen from Timpview tonight, is this finally the group that can get back to a state championship game or win a state championship?
Well, I've been hearing it the last 5. Ooh, here we go, K-Saw.
Yeah, nice little run here by Villa.
If I were to call that a collar, it might have been a horse collar.
Villa, gain of 8 on the play. It'll be second.
I don't know if that's against the rules in high school, is it? Dane's giving me a look like, learn the rules, Moose.
No. For me, it's one where the hand is up there. I just don't know that he got brought down by it.
Okay.
But I have no idea. I'm not an official.
All right,
So
I am.
I'll let you answer that question.
I'd call a horse collar there. But, anywho, no, this could be the Timpview team. What I like is they have the O-line to do it. The unsung heroes get sung about a lot. There's more offers on that O-line than just about the rest of the state with Eli Cannavalu, Izzy, Spencer Fano especially. And there's some dudes there. I mean, even right there, they're getting on 2nd and 2, they're getting 5.
Yeah.
And the running back isn't getting touched very easily. So Luke Ottawaya, their fullback, their big back, their bruising back is the one that's going to get the 5 yards. But I think this could be the Timpview team.
You know, it feels like they've been so close the last 3-4 years, and it's always ended just shy, largely at the hands of Orem. That's not true last year, but in previous years, that had always kind of been that postseason matchup. They could run into that again. But for me, it's felt like Timpview's always maybe peaked a little early. It doesn't feel that way about this group, seeing them here in the second round of the playoffs.
No, every time I've seen them, they've gotten better and better for sure.
Another run here by the T-Birds ahead, a gain of 3. And I hope that doesn't irritate Timpview fans. That's not the intention. It's been a fantastic
What's your
program.
Twitter, Dane?
Yeah, Dane_Stewart. It's been
I'll
a
be
great
DMing you after this game. How dare you disrespect my Thunderbirds?
It's been a great program, and it's been a program that's had a lot of postseason expectations of getting back to a state championship and winning a state championship. You look at what they had done during their run. I mean, this is incredible. They had a 10-year streak where they had double-digit win seasons.
Wow.
But here's the amazing thing, Moose. Since 2015, it's only happened once. And so when you talk about, like, yes, it's a fantastic program, but it has felt like the expectations that have been there, it's been hard for them to hit that in recent years, and it's just a matter of time until they hit it again. And we see it's like this could be the group.
Well, starting with Coach Wong in the 2000s? Yes.
It was like Coach Van Orten before that.
Van Orten, and then Coach Wong carried the baton.
Yep.
But I remember playing Timpview my senior year, and we're like, finally, a 4A team going to play a 5A team. And they had some dudes, Chris Badger, Bronson Kaufusi, Corbin Kaufusi, Nate Bridgewater. They had a Covey on that team. They had everyone. And I was like, ooh, this is a scary team. But we still beat them.
Play clock down to 1. They get it away. Kasuga back in at quarterback. First down run. Gain of about 3 there for Timpview. The wind copter is exiting the premise. We saw it land all the way back in the first half. Kyle enjoying a little Timpview action here tonight.
Must be nice, Kyle. I'm just going to drive my car on I-15.
I was going to say,
like you.
I can't believe he didn't offer us a ride. Like, come on, man.
I played for you, Kyle. I would like a ride back. Kyle's one of the good ones in this whole entire industry. He's probably driving to his mom's house right now to say hi. She lives in Timpview boundaries and is a proud Utah fan in the middle of Cougar country.
It's got to be nice to not, I mean, look, college head football coaches never sleep. But having the game in the rearview mirror for this week and, you know, like get to come out on Friday night. Brother on the staff here at Timpview is a run up the left side there by Tuaone.
Luke Atuaya.
Yeah.
Long week for Utah, which is nice.
Luke Atuaya, I love all the Atuayas. From Donnie to Marky Mark. It's just fun to see them being successful here at Timpview still.
You're right. I said Tuaone. My apologies. You're correct. I got that one wrong. It was Atuaya.
You can tell it's an Atuaya from here.
Yeah, I know.
Just how they run, how they look. Great family.
That's what you get for not looking at your roster before you say the name, right? Association sometimes.
I can't say half your names, but I can get you right each and every time. I'm Mike Dave.
Appreciate that. Third and 4 here for Timpview.
Big third down. Got
a
screen.
And, knee was down. If they rule it complete. It's right at the line of scrimmage, so it's really just a matter of completion percentage for Kasuga. Regardless, it'll be a 4th and 4 here for Timpview.
This is where the kicker's coming out saying, Coach, let me kick it. Let me kick it. And Helaman's going to want that one back.
Yeah, you can see that arm motion like, come on, man.
He's like, it's cold outside. I'm not used to this. I'm from Hawaii. I came here, and I wasn't expecting cold.
4th and 4. Offense still on the field here for Timpview. 2:07 on the clock. So we're going to let our clock just kind of wait here as that catches up. Our apologies there. Kasuga looking, has a man. Oh, Nakua hit the brakes. As I love that route concept. You got 2 routes. They said the one vertical. Nakua just comes underneath. First down, Timpview.
Yeah, helmets were flying. That's the thing. This is a physical game. If you're an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman, this is the film you should be watching. Both of these teams are absolute dudes on each side of the ball. And there's D1 scholarships littered all over there. These players won't just be seeing each other in high school. They'll be seeing each other after in great, great competition.
Be a 1st and goal for Timpview. Haven't scored in this second half, Moose. You talk about the effort East has made defensively. It's been impressive. This game's flown, man. We're not even 2 hours from kick. And we're inside of 2 to go here in the 4th quarter. They'll run it, left side, stacked up, gain of a couple.
Hand off to number 35, Luke Atuaya, gain of a couple on the play.
These are fun games because both of these teams have great rushing attacks and they're quick. They're like, wow, I can still make it to dinner after this.
Yeah. Moose, I'll tell you what, we got one more week, quarterfinal action next week. We might have a real doozy next week.
Oh, really?
Just telling you, I mean, we have to see how action finishes up tonight.
Alta?
We've been playing a few cards this week, trying to
Who are we playing cards with?
I can't tell you that on air until
now
until
I'm curious. Come on, Dane.
That's what we call it. Tease. Second and goal and a penalty flag here.
I want to sip the tea.
Let's just say
pass the tea. Spill the tea. What's the tea phrase?
Tease.
No, I know. There's something that's like tea. Spill the tea.
Spill the tea?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah,
I'm old now, Dane. I've got gray in my hair.
And Moose, it only gets worse, man.
Don't tell me that.
Yeah. The reason why I keep my hair short is two things. One, if I grew it long, the bald spot would be more evident. And two, you'd see gray hairs all over.
Well, you can bring the comb over. That's what I'll be doing in my life pretty soon here.
Negative. I will bick it before I do the comb over.
Don't.
That puppy's coming off before, yeah.
Me and Julius Caesar, I'm going to be growing out from the back and pushing it forward.
I'm going out with some self-respect. Second and goal after the penalty from the 10. Atuaya, the carry, gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Number 35,
third down coming up.
Around the right.
That's my next sponsorship I'm looking for.
Rogaine?
Yeah. I already take Propecia each and every day.
You and Carl Malone, man. Carl Malone had a Rogaine sponsorship back in the day. Do you remember that?
I don't.
I do. It was a classic commercial.
Oh,
As a
man.
Sonics fan, a classic commercial, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think King James might have the same one.
He does. Third and goal here from the 10. A knee, and that will do it. Timpview. The first half
from Timpview
of the year from the
line.
T-Birds. 35-7. The advantage
That'll
of the
be
break.
the end of the game.
And
The
that would be
final
good
score,
enough as they will defeat the East
35,
Leopards. Moose, your
East
final
High,
thoughts and a
7.
player of the game.
You know what? I want to give it to Micah Beckstead with all my heart. I should give it to the O-line. I want to give it to Kason Villa for his amazing hold. After all that, I can only choose one. So Micah Beckstead, you get our player of the game.
Man, he came in with a vengeance and just punched the opposing defense right in the mouth. Timpview with a statement tonight, 35-7. They end a 3-game losing streak to the East Leopards and advance to the state quarterfinal where they will take on the winner of Spanish Fork and Wasatch. Want to thank you for joining us here for our second round coverage of the 5A state playoffs. Moose Bingham, my name is Dane Stewart. Have a great night, and we'll see you the rest of the way as you can catch playoff action, quarters, semis, championships right here on KSLSports.com. Good night, everybody. Moose, thank you.